Hello and welcome. This is James, and we are going to continue our awesome lessons about the Solomon framework. So far, we have gone over the word Solomon, S, serve, O, observe, L, love, and now we're going to go over the word optimize, O for optimize, and this is a good one. I'm sure y'all are going to like this. So with optimization, systems honor stewardship. And by the way, really fast, I'm going to be telling you information from my book called the King Solomon Success Code. It's going to be coming out next month in December. More details following soon. But here's some information from that book. So optimize. Systems honor stewardship. Now, order and structure reflect the essence of God in our work. In 1 Corinthians 14:40, it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." So when we're doing something, we want it to be nice and decent and in order. It's just like when you're doing the dishes and you're putting them away, you want to do them nice and decent, no soap on them, and then you want to put them away nice and order, not glasses on top of glasses and forks in the glasses when you're putting things away. So it wants to be basically do things in order. So that's the basis of optimization. So here we go. When you optimize, you multiply your capacity, and what you want to do that, some examples of that would be from Solomon, is Solomon's kingdom. He didn't prosper because he prayed more than others. He prospered because he prayed and asked God for wisdom. God gave him that. God gave him riches and wisdom and understanding beyond any king. So he prospered because he also built in order on top of that. His wisdom was not theoretical. It wasn't, let me think about this, let me think about that, so on and so forth. It was architectural. Every wall, every worker and worshiper had a place in its place for that place. So moving on. So when you're doing your optimization, you want to have a vision before the venture. Like in Habakkuk 2:2, what it says is write the vision and make it plain. Very important. Write down your vision, make it plain. Don't be all over the place, convoluted visions. Because with convolution, if there's such a word, when things are convoluted, they cause confusion. Now, where's confusion come from? Satan. Not cool. He's the author of it. Anyway, define your kingdom niche. Faith-driven entrepreneurs, coaches, and creators seeking structure and biblical alignment. You want to do this. You want to define your kingdom niche when you're building your product or whatever you're going to build. Your unique category, for example, biblical wisdom and AI systems for kingdom entrepreneurs. That's what I'm doing in this channel, Built Like Solomon. We're having some biblical wisdom here. We're going to be applying some AI systems. Eventually, you're going to see that. And this is for kingdom entrepreneurs and also people who want to just build a business, who aren't sure on how to build a business. This is a wonderful framework, the King Solomon framework. It will teach you so many things, especially the structures and everything like that. As the videos progress and as time progresses and moves on, we're going to show you some cool AI things that you can do, but that's going to be in more videos later. So stay tuned. So here's a quick niche optimization checklist. You want to make sure if your niche is going to be for example, in the biblical niche, you want to make sure it's spiritually aligned, has a spiritually aligned audience, and no matter what you want to do, no matter what niche you're in, you also want to have what's called a clear transformation. You also want to have Solomon-based messaging, a connection to an ecosystem, and you want to have problem-driven. You want to be problem-driven and unique to help your clients or potential customers with their problems, and you want to uniquely solve them to make you stand out. So here's some ideas for marketing optimization, going into from niche to marketing. You want to have preparation before your presentation. Remember in 1 Kings 6:7 it says every stone was shaped before it was brought up. So what's that mean? If there's a stone, you want to shape it out before you can do. This is a glass thing where you put glasses before you can do something with it. So this basically at one time. So you put your glasses. I know this is a crazy example. You put your glasses in here like this. It's a glass protector, an eyeglass protector. If I can do it here. So and then it's got a little string. It's got a drawstring, right? But at one time, this was just a rag. So the factory or whoever the company was that made this said, okay, we're going to make this. We're going to sew this part. We're going to sew this part. We're going to sew this part. We're going to sew this part on the top. But we're going to add some drawstrings. So when the customers put their glasses in it, it doesn't just fall out. It will have a drawstring. So that way it doesn't fall out. So the point of that is every stone was shaped before it was brought up. That's in 1 Kings 6:7. So you want to have preparation, prepare your product before the actual presentation. Because if you're just going to prepare a piece of cloth to somebody, they're going to go, what's that? I don't want that. Unless you're using it for a handkerchief or something like that. There's many ways to understand what these things can be used for. Whatever this is, a bag can be used for. So with that, marketing rhythm, Solomon style, you want to have, for example, a monthly themes, 12 districts. You want to have a weekly rhythm. Monday a short, Wednesday long form, Thursday a story, Saturday an offer. For example, if you're building videos, on Monday do shorts, Wednesday do long form videos, Thursday tell stories, Saturday make your offer. You want to be consistent branding, like temple excellence. When Solomon built the first temple, imagine it. It was beautiful. It had blue in it, gold most likely at the top. You ever see the old temples with the gold at the top and the Roman looking, I don't know what they call them, but they're like at the top of a temple, and this part of it right here is all gold, beautiful. So you want to do consistent branding with what you're doing. For example, Built Like Solomon. This channel here will be talking about King Solomon. We'll be talking about AI. We'll be talking about business. We'll be talking about kingdom entrepreneurs. We'll be talking about a lot of things that are going to help those who are thinking about doing a business and those who already have a business to help them expand their business. So here's a quick marketing checklist for you. Some quick examples. You want to have a monthly rhythm, consistent branding, which we just talked about, the temple excellence, quiet creation, and a loud launch. So for example, right now, I've been saying I'm going to have my book coming out next month in December called The King Solomon's Success Code. So what I'm doing here is I'm not selling it yet. Okay? I'm preparing my clients, possibly you, possibly other customers, for when that book launches. So what I'm doing right now, okay? And here's a sales secret. Listen to this. This is called anticipation. So it could be called quiet anticipation as well. Because I'm not selling it, but I'm preparing. I'm preparing your mind. I'm preparing potential customers' mind and anticipate the book coming out. I'm building excitement, hopefully. I'm building trust through these videos. Do you see how this works? So when I'm doing this, when you have a product, okay, a little sales secret, when you have a product, you do that. So you're anticipating, you're having your customers, you're giving your customers anticipation, and what you're doing is they're going to have the expectation when that book comes out. They're going to be hopefully excited to buy it, to purchase it, so on and so forth. And by the way, also when the book comes out, I'm probably going to have some special deals. which is also another sales secret per se. Okay, so my book will be $27 to $30. I haven't quite launched in on the actual price yet, and that's seriously, I haven't launched. It'd be $27 to $30, but for the first X amount of buyers, I'll probably most likely be having, hey, if you purchase the book now, you can have whatever that percentage is off yet. And I have to think about that more to get that right in my mind. So that's how you create anticipation, create expectation, you do a sale, and boom. And then money flows to your hand, hopefully. Okay, but one day at a time. So that's a little bit quiet creation. You do that loud launch. So there. So, the clear Solomon pillar alignment. You're aligning all of these with the Solomon framework. For example, the book is based on the Solomon framework as well. King Solomon Success Code has the Solomon pillars, the 7 pillars of Solomon, the word Solomon. Serve, observe, love, optimize, majestic, offer, nourish. In every video leading up to that, I will have that. And I will be doing more videos on that. So those are 7 pillars, the Solomon framework. Okay, so you want to educate and elevate and evangelize your products or your services to your potential clients or your existing clients when you're launching a product as well. You want to have, sales optimization, provision through systems. Remember in 1 Kings 4:7, the 12 governors provided for the king. So they provided 1 month of income, 12 governors for 12 months of the year. They provided 1 month of, they provided 1 month of income per month for King Solomon to help Israel. Okay, so for example, here's an example of a sales letter as well. Sales letter. I read that completely wrong, and I'm thinking that completely wrong. Here's an example of a Solomon sales ladder for the products that I have for the King Solomon framework. And not only that, but these videos, so on and so forth, and built like Solomon. So I can start offering y'all a free gifts, some AI prompts, which you would like, which eventually I may do. I can offer a prompt pack to go along with those AI prompts. So I upgrade my product and I can charge between, whatever the market is currently, the competitive rate is $27 maybe to $97, depends, or $37 to $97, so on and so forth. Depends on how much value I'm giving you. And then I can have a content engine that's going to have that and have some examples in there with videos, so on and so forth. I can charge, $297 or $497, depending on how much value I'm going to give you. And then I can have a Solomon challenge. I could charge, for example, $497 to $997 for that. And then I can do some coaching. I can charge thousands of dollars for the coaching, so on and so forth. So these are examples of what you can do for your business. So let's move on here. You want to make sure you have a clear sales checklist. You want a clear ascension ladder of your products, free to X amount of money, whatever that may be. You want to have one reoccurring revenue stream to start off with. For example, you could say, I'm going to be doing monthly coaching on helping restaurants understand how to market and get more clients. And that coaching is going to cost restaurants. Obviously, you would want to talk to the manager or the owner of a restaurant and say that coaching that I'm going to give is going to cost $200 or whatever the market is. I don't know, $197 a month per se. You're going to have one recurring revenue stream, so that way this nourishes your business to grow, which creates hopefully automated sales as well. Because once you do that coaching, and actually that is automation right there, but once you do that coaching with the recurring revenue stream, you can also offer, for example, that example of restaurants, helping restaurants get more clients and, from an email list or whatever it may be with their branding, advertising, marketing, training their employees how to be better internal customers to your external customers, which are actually your customers. You can offer more products like that. For example, I don't have this, but I'm saying if you do this, I also have a course on better customer service, how to win the hearts of clients so they keep on coming back. You can do that for any business, actually. You want to have also strategic partnerships. Now, eventually, this channel, Built Like Solomon, will be partnering with other channels. We'll be getting on other YouTube channels, podcasts, possibly interviews, possibly on the news. It just takes time. Be patient with it. Remember the example of fishing. You want patience? Go fishing. Okay? Remember, you also, with every system that you build, you want to do generosity. You want to have generosity built into the system. So with generosity, maybe you're taking, let's say you're making $10,000 a month and you want to tithe. So you're taking $1,000 and you're giving that to your favorite charities, or, folks who need food, or children and orphans and mothers, or, veterans, or so on and so forth. So you want to build generosity with that, because God loves a cheerful giver. And when you give, God gives back. You can't outgive God. Believe me, you can't. Every day we wake up, that's a gift. Hey, we woke up. We have a choice to do what we would like to do today. Okay, so for customer service optimization temple order. In 1 Kings 10, 4 through 5, when the Queen of Sheba saw the wisdom that Solomon had, basically, she was perplexed. Wow, she had to go and test that vision herself, go and test that seeing herself of King Solomon. And you can read more about this from 1 Kings 10, 4 through 5, where she had to go and see what this guy's about. So she offered like $150 or $120 million equivalent today's money or something like that. I don't know. You have to do the math on it, see how much gold and silver she brought. And she wanted to see if this guy was worth her while. Once she saw everything, she was like, wow, this is amazing. It's just, and her heart was open, and then eventually they got married, so on and so forth. So customer experience. Remember, you want to have a clear onboarding. If you're going to offer a product that has a customer experience, you want to have a clear onboarding with that. You want to give your clients or your customers a weekly value with that. You want to also have monthly Q&As. For example, remember we talked about the restaurant thing. You can offer those customers, or any customers for that matter. I have a course on customer service, how to win the hearts of your customers better, how to keep them coming back, so on and so forth. And it's not about money. It's about keeping them coming back to enjoy the value that you have to offer with your product or your services. So you can offer something like that and have a monthly Q&A on it, quarterly trainings, peaceful systems, and you can make that up however you seem to feel like making that up. You want to have a customer service checklist. For example, you could also do palace level onboarding. How can they, like for example, internal customers, how can you onboard your employees? And onboarding your employees would be a palace level onboarding. You want to make sure the transition is so smooth that your employees are like, wow, that's the smoothest transition I have ever had. Awesome. You want to be clear from day one. Whatever product you offer, or for customer service checklist, and you want to have a weekly value rhythm, checking in to see how your customers are liking that. You want to have automated and compassionate support, and excellent that witnesses their transformation. So here's some 6 Solomon optimization keys: vision, structure, partnership, provision, follow through, and rest. So the Solomon Pledge, what you could do is you could say, I will build with order, serve with excellence, and structure my business to honor God. Let's say that again. I will build with order, serve with excellence, and structure my business to honor God. My systems will serve the Spirit. My strategy will reflect heaven's blueprint. Everything I build will be established by the Lord. Okay? So everything you build, whether you believe in God or not, it will be established and have a purpose behind it, and whatever God purposes that to be, as long as it is not evil. If it is evil, you're on the other side. You're on Satan's side. And everything that a person builds under that will be established by Satan. That is not good. So let's do this again. You want to have what's called a Solomon Pledge. And I'll put this pledge in down below in the comments section as well when we're done with this video, which we're almost done. I will build with order, serve with excellence, and structure my business to honor God. My systems will serve the Spirit. My strategy will reflect heaven's blueprint. Everything I build will be established by the Lord. That, my friend, is how you get blessed. Because when you please God, God tends to put favor on you and your business. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out with me for these 21 minutes. If you come all the way to the end, please do subscribe and like this. It really helps YouTube find people like you who want to listen to this, which will be excellent. I really appreciate that. Okay, so our next video, we're going to go through M. And M stands for majestic. Y'all are going to love this one. It's great. So far, we're just going to do a quick synopsis. Serve, S, serve. O, observe. L, love. O, optimize. Next letter, M, majestic. Thank you very much. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care.